going on, YouTube? This is going to be a 6-year ownership review of the Yamaha R3. This is my first bike. Bought it brand new from the dealership in 2020, around February, give or take. And I'm probably the person who's had an R3 the longest outside of India. It's been my first bike. It's been a great bike, phenomenal bike. And I'm actually looking to move up to something bigger sometime soon. And this might be my last ride with it. I actually listed it for sale. I have somebody to come look at it tomorrow and another one on Friday. But I figured this bike has been so good to me that it deserves a review and a proper farewell. But I'm just going to go over a couple things I did to it, a couple things I would still do to it if I were to keep it longer, maybe some things I should have did back then when I first got it. But this is, like I said, this is a 2019. It's got the ABS. I forgot exactly what the MSRP was. It's not too much different than what it still is now. I don't think the R3's changed much since then. Some styling here and there, different colors. One of the first things I did to it was the M4 full exhaust, which in my opinion is the best exhaust, best sounding exhaust for the R3. It's probably close to the Acro. I don't think I've ever seen an SC project on it, but it's got some noise. It sounds good, especially on a cold start. Cars hear you on the highway, people hear you down the block. Plus it just looks good. I think the carbon fiber goes great with the black and white. And after that, what I did was I got a TST Industries integrated taillight. There's a button in the back of it, you can program it. It shows different settings for when you brake. It either flickers or pulses. And also underneath that is a, well, with the tail tidy. Actually, this is the tail tidy. That's an integrated taillight. The tail tidy takes this monstrous DOT spec alien spaceship looking thing that comes out the back, where your plate would be on the back, and then your two blinkers, like the bubble ones up there, kind of look like pumpkins, were on the side. It was a horrible look. This is so much cleaner. Also, what I did was I put the quad lock. I took the fork stem nut out of it, and this is just now like a ball mount with a double clamp. I made a video on the installation for this if you want to go check that out. It's super easy. Takes maybe 10 minutes at most to put in. The quad lock's great, super sturdy, with a vibration dampener in it. The wheels, I had to change the wheels out. I'm at 6,300 and change miles. I had the OEM wheels for probably way too long. I changed them out for some Michelin Road 6s. I also switched out the valve stem. The OEM valve stems are straight up. I changed these out for 90 degree. It makes it a lot easier when you're putting air in it. The dash is nothing to write home about, but it's really all you need. Turn this on real quick. It's got a cool startup. You got your time, your miles. Oh, so I'm at 6,400. You got your trip 1, trip 2, miles per gallon as you're actively going. Bike's not on, so you got 0 right now. Miles per gallon average, which is great on gas, by the way. I'll get to that in a second. Right now I'm at 49.7 miles per gallon. Oil life, so it's been 2,600 miles since I got my last oil change. And then back to your odometer. Got your gas gauge, temperature gauge, gear indicator, RPMs, and miles per hour. One of the only few things I think I would do if I were to keep this were to get rid of these bubble pumpkin turn signals. TST Industries makes a flush fitting LED. They're super bright turn signals. I think you can make them running lights too. Just remember, you don't need to actually cut into the fender at all. I mean the fairing. It's just reach down underneath, disconnect a few things, and just plug and play. Alright, so that's basically everything I did to it and everything I would have done to it if I kept it any longer than I have. Damn. I just got this detailed before the end of the last season. It was brand new looking a couple days ago. On the way up here, it was raining and then it was not raining. It was dirt, mud, sand. So now it looks disgusting again, but I'll wipe that down before I sell it. Take it on a ride. Explain a little bit how the bike feels, how it's felt, how far I've taken it, some pros, some cons. like I said, this is my first bike. This was a great bike to start on because A, it's not overpowered. The ABS is great. I think anybody who's just starting out should definitely start with ABS. Honestly, it's great. It's a good feature to have, even if you are experienced. Like, you should get that on all your bikes. I've only ever had it kick in twice, and once was last year, and once was maybe a couple days ago. I was coming up to a light too quick. It's my own fault. The bike is also super light. I think it's sub 400 pounds wet. The bike's great on the highway. The only issue, I guess you could say it's a con on the highway, is you don't really have much passing power. In sixth gear, you basically no more acceleration. Very minimal. Fifth gear is a good spot to stay in, a good gear to stay in. You still have a little bit of pull at about like 60-70 miles an hour. But once you're in sixth gear, that's it. You're crawling up in speed. The bike's got some torque to it, especially somebody who's never been on a bike and has nothing to compare it to. This has plenty of torque, especially down in fourth gear at about 8,000 RPMs. You really feel it pull, and then still there in fifth, sixth, it's completely dead. Speaking of highways, I've taken this bike pretty far. Oh, it's got a little windy over here. Just recently, in September of last year, 2025, we drove from New Jersey to Ocean City, Maryland for Bike Week. Me and a couple buddies. Did fine. So take the Jersey Parkway all the way south. Did great on the highway. Great on gas. I think I only had to fill once compared to my buddy's Harley and my other buddy's MT10. The MT10 is just a guzzler, and the Harley, it was pretty much a guzzler too because you got a tune on it. But I was doing fine. I think I went from the top of Jersey to the bottom, and all the way from like Bergen County to Cape May in about one tank. On that ride, I found out that this seat is definitely, it leaves a little bit to be desired. On the way there, it wasn't too bad, probably because I was excited and I just pushed through it. But I had a pretty heavy backpack on me because there's no storage on here. I don't have a tank bag or any kind of bag in the back for clothes. So I took a backpack, loaded it up, put some weight on my back, plus I had a full riding jacket on. So yeah, like I said, the way there wasn't that bad. On the way back, my ass was on fire. I had to take multiple stops. And then the last hour of the trip, give or take, it was a 4-hour and change ride from my house to Ocean City. The best thing I could compare this seat to is way back, I might be dating myself, but when you go to high school football games and you're sitting in the bleachers and they used to give you those pads, they used to have them at like Sports Start or Modell's, and you put them under and you sit on it just to make it just good enough that you're not sitting on bare metal. That's what this feels like. It's good for if you're just riding around all day, taking breaks here and there, ride for an hour, get off for a little while, or ride for 2 hours, get off for an hour. Your ass will recharge and you'll be fine. The brakes, I think the brakes are fine. I didn't have anything to compare it to at first, but they've always got me to stop when I needed to stop. They're not Brembos or anything fancy, they're just stock Yamaha brakes. Like I said, I've only ever had the ABS kick in twice, and which was good. Stops you from locking up the wheel. I want to give a little shout out to this exhaust too. I don't know if you can hear it with the wind, but I think it sounds great. Definitely lets people know that you're coming. Not the loudest bike in the world. You also got to remember it's only a 321cc, so you're only going to get 321cc sound. But I think this is the max you can get. And again, this is no tune. It was just a full M4 full exhaust, not a slip-on. No decibel killer in it. Oh, I guess talk about seat height. Not sure what the exact number is, but I'm 5'8". I'm a short king. I have a 30-inch inseam for pants. and I could flat foot it and with a slight knee bend. Actually, a decent knee bend. Yeah, brother, we're getting around this. See, like, you have some passing power in 6th, not much. Prior to putting the new tires on, the the Michelin Road 6 that I have on these now, the stock OEM wheels, I think were fine. They lasted forever. They lasted about, I think I got these tires at about 5,500 miles, which definitely is over what I should have done. But they lasted in the rain. They were starting to get a flat spot. And that was right before my Maryland trip. I didn't know if it was going to rain or not, so I was trying to play it safe. I needed them anyway. The age-old question of, should you start on an R3? Should you start on a lower displacement bike, like a 300, 400? When I first bought this, really the 400s weren't a thing yet, as far as I know. The Ninja 400 might have been a thing, but 300s were the way to go. And R3, at the time, let's say like around 2020, 2019, was like the, at least from the people I was talking to, the GOAT of beginner bikes. It has just the amount of power you need, just the amount of torque you need, great on gas. Like every perk that I was saying before, it's forgiving, brakes are fine. Now, would I start on the R3? Now you have the options, you have a lot more options. You have the Ninja 400 for sure. Holy shit, that's a fucking turkey. You have the Ninja 400, you have bikes in the 500 cc's, 600 I probably wouldn't do. And apparently people are even saying the Yamaha R3 may be a good beginner bike if you have self-control and you don't dick around. Having more power, you can put yourself in a situation where you're gonna fall, you're gonna take a turn bad. Because everybody gets a bike and you want to go fast. You paid for the whole motor, you want to use the whole motor. On an R3, using the whole motor at 111 miles an hour, it's not terrible if you're on a closed track or in Mexico, not on a public road. Because you can slow that back down to regular, the speed limit quicker than if you had a more powerful bike. Maybe it tops out 130, 140, 150. You shouldn't be doing that, but I'm saying that the power's there. You might zone out or feel confident for a second, and then there's a turn coming up and you're like, oh shit, and you're going way over the speed limit. You're cooked. Alright, so mid-recording, whatever I was talking about last, I ran out of room on my SD card, so I had to pull over and switch that out. But before I got to do that, I got pulled over. No ticket. I was flying. It was my own fault. I was doing 71, the cop said, which I was doing more than that beforehand, but cool dude, no ticket. So I got to mind my speed for the remainder of this video. Alright, so what I think I left off talking about prior to everything that happened in between on that minor intermission was, given all the options of the new bikes now, as if I was just starting over, learning how to ride, buying my first bike right now in 2026. If I had enough money to buy a bike, learn it, year or two, change over, get a new bike after, so to say, maxing this bike out, yeah, I'd still do the R3. And the newer R3, the 2025 and up, I think, definitely the 2026, has a USB charger down here. So you can plug that in, and if you get a quad lock, you can charge your phone while you're riding, which would be awesome. Especially if you're using like GPS or whatever. You don't have to run wires to your battery. Quad lock does offer that, but you don't have to go through any of it. You just plug your USB in, connect it up to your phone, you're good to go. But yeah, I would still do it. It's still a great bike to learn on. For every reason I listed before. Ooh, I just ran something over. For every reason I listed before, making it a great beginner bike, I would still do it. I would definitely get another bike at minimum a year. I think you definitely need 1 year on something smaller to really learn and hone in your skills. There's still times where I do stupid shit, or I catch myself lacking, where on the R3, being a forgiving bike, I'm still able to ride home on a bike in one piece. If I were to buy a bike that I only have enough money for one bike for a few years, I would probably get an R7 or a Ninja 400. I feel like a Ninja 400 would be the lowest I would go for a bike that I plan on learning on and keeping for some time down the road, with less than 5 years. But if you have an R3 for 6 years, you have no excuse not to be a good rider. It's still fun. I really don't want to get rid of it. So like I said, I have this listed for sale. I have somebody coming to look at it tomorrow, and one on Saturday, and a couple other times. But I'm sad to see it go. I've had it from 0 miles to 6,460. It's what I'm at now. Been pulled over on it, learned how to ride it, learned how to ride on it. Failed my test a couple times on it. I found my love for riding on this bike, and I'm definitely gonna miss it when I sell it. But I hope it goes to a new owner, and I hope I mean, obviously it's gonna go to a new owner. Hope it goes to somebody who appreciates the bike as much as I have. They find it just as fun as I did. Looking back, I wouldn't have done anything different. I wouldn't have changed anything. Also, if you're riding around for a while or long distance, there's no cruise control on this, so you're manually on the throttle the entire time. Your wrist does start to hurt a little bit. I noticed that the other day when I was riding. Because if you're at one speed, I'm sure it's not that bad, but if you're on roads where you're slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, taking turns. What are those turkeys again? Whole gang. So yeah. See, my ass is starting to hurt. Granted, I'm going on 2 hours of riding though. So yeah, if you buy an R3, especially as your first bike, for the first 6 months to a year, you're gonna feel like the king of the road. It's gonna be power you're not used to, unless you have like sports cars or whatever. The freedom of riding around on 2 wheels for the first time, getting to learn the basics, don't drive over manhole covers like I just did, and just having fun. Super good on gas. Like I've done about, give or take, 150 miles so far, and I'm only down half tank, which is great. And price wise, I mean, granted we got the whole Iran thing going on right now, but during normal gas prices, at least up here in Jersey, is the only thing I could compare it to. $10 super, $10 to $12 super to fill your tank, compared to a car, and it gets you an insane amount of miles. Now, park up over here. So, stopped at my favorite bar and restaurant that I go to when I ride. Usually get the ride done, stop here, have a bite, maybe an adult beverage, and ride home. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're on the fence about buying an R3 or not, and you needed somebody to tell you yes or no, I say yes, do it. You won't regret it. I'm gonna grab a bite, enjoy the rest of my ride home safely. Don't drink and drive, turn around, don't drown, and I'll see you guys in the next one.